This is my DIY mosquito trap. Woohoo! This thing is awesome. It's larger than all the commercial ones, first of all. It will actually suck the mosquitoes into the screen because mosquitoes don't fly very well, but we got to get them in front of the screen. So I have a combination of my ultraviolet light and my brown sugar yeast mixture, which puts off carbon dioxide, just like humans when they breathe. So they're gonna think there's a bunch of humans to bite. And to top it off, there are mosquito bits in the water and liquid joy. So if the mosquitoes decide to lay, we kill all the larvae. If they try to escape, there is no escape. The soap will keep them there and they'll drown. So either they die in there or they die over here, and we'll see how many we get in the morning. All right. Oops, cut. Okay, let me show you how we put this mosquito trap together. Remember, it has two ways to attract mosquitoes and two ways to kill them. Actually, even a third way, which is killing any larvae that they leave behind. All right, so first of all, I have a regular box fan. Now, if you notice, this is the, oh, you probably don't notice, but this is where the air comes out. So this is the outtake and the air goes in on the back. This is the intake. Now, I have something up front of here. What is that? That is screen, okay? This is just regular window screen. It goes on top of your window. In fact, it looks just like this. Here's some that I already took out. Look at that. So basically the air goes through, but the mosquitoes can't. Can't touch me. Dee, 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 dee. So you can use mosquito screen. The whole idea of these DIYs is I want you to find things that you might have around the house. If you have any mosquito netting, like maybe something you used in your garden last year to cover your strawberries so the bugs wouldn't get them, the screen, anything that has fine enough holes that the air will go through from the fan, but the bugs can't. So I found this at Walmart for like, I think it was like $9 for a roll, more than I'll ever use. So I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get it on Amazon and probably everything else that I'm going to be showing you here. So what I did was I put a piece of this on top of the fan, on the intake. Let me show you. Woohoo! See that? I cut it out the same dimensions as this, and I let it maybe go about a ½ an inch all around. It doesn't matter, because even if some of the mosquitoes get sucked in because it's not perfect, you're going to get most of them. So you want to cover the front of it, because what's going to happen is the air around here is going to get sucked through the net into the fan and come out the front where the cool air comes, but the mosquitoes will be stuck here. Now, mosquitoes, the way it works is mosquitoes don't fly very well. They only go about 1.5 miles an hour. Try to race them. That's why if you run, you can keep away from them for a little while, okay? So mosquitoes, they fly erratically and they're not strong. If you've ever seen a windy day and mosquitoes, you don't really see mosquitoes on a windy day because they go flying all over the place. Their flight plan, if they're going from here to California, they're going to end up in South America or Canada. You never know where. So take this, and what I did was I took some self-adhesive Velcro. Okay, Velcro is a wonderful thing. It's great for sticking things together, for babysitting, for pretty much anything you can think of. Has a soft end and a picky end. So what I did is I just took some of the soft ends, doesn't matter which one you do, and stuck them here. Matter of fact, they have a hard time sticking to the net. That one came off, and this one came off already, and I can put them back on. There we go. So you stick those on here, and you stick the other part on the fan. So that stays there, that stays there. And that's pretty simple, isn't it? So I could give you 10 more minutes of instruction if you want. But cut it out, put Velcro, and put it on top of the fan. This part is done. Now I have a second attractant, which is underneath here. You don't need to do this, by the way. I just did this because when I was checking out all those fancy mosquito traps that cost anywhere from $20 to $200 in the store. I mean, even Black & Decker has one out. A lot of them will use this ultraviolet light, purple light, and it pulls them, it attracts them in, and when they get near the light, it sucks them in. And the machines you see online or in the stores, what it does is it has a different kind of fan that sucks them in the machine, drops them in the bottom in a little cup, then you dump the cup out. This one, all you have to do is in the morning shake off the fan. That's why I have it so it comes off. Even on the top, you can see I've Velcroed it on the top, so you can take it completely off. And what I did with this, I took a little strip of the ultraviolet light and connected the controls on the top. Okay, and they have indoor and outdoor one. This is supposed to be an outdoor one, but I didn't like having the controller there, so I covered it with Reynolds wrap overnight. Okay, so that's that there. We have the screen and we have the ultraviolet light. So the ultraviolet is one way to attract them, but you don't need that, because the other way is the juice that I make, which is a lot stronger than this. So you're going to find you'll be able to attract the mosquitoes a lot stronger than any of those commercial units out there. Why? Because they can't make juice and sell it that way. All right. So let's take this and put it to the side, and I'll show you my recipe and how to put together the juice. So now I'm changing hats into the cooking Rainy show. So this has 11 secret ingredients, just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, actually, there's only a few ingredients. I put them down here. The first ingredient is water. See how easy this is? You all have water, and if not, go outside. It doesn't even have to be clean water, okay? So I put 1 quart of water in here. I can show you, but I'd probably spill it. And the reason I put it in here is because I want to mix it. Now, I'm going to have a tablespoon of yeast. You can put one of those yeast packets in there. That's about a tablespoon. Now, it doesn't have to be precise measurement. You're not going to be eating it or anything, but I put that in there, spread that around. And I want to just dissolve it a little bit. So, now I used warm water because that starts to dissolve it. Now, why am I using yeast? When yeast ferments, okay, it puts off carbon dioxide. And you know what even helps it to ferment? Brown sugar. So I'm going to put, let's see, brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in there too. So it's kind of like having a bunch of humans breathing. And by the way, that's what attracts mosquitoes, okay? It's not your skin, it's not your blood, it's your exhaling, the carbon dioxide. And this is going to create, that's about 2, carbon dioxide, which is going to be kind of like lobster. It's going to be driving the mosquitoes crazy. And they're going to be flying all erratically, and they're going to come get the solution. But you're going to have this solution right in front of your fan, about maybe a foot away. So they're going to fly down and zoom, and they get sucked into the fan. I'm glad I don't like mosquitoes, because I would really feel bad for them. But, okay, it's like Hotel California, okay? You can visit anytime, but you can never leave. You don't know what I'm talking about? Look it up, listen to Hotel California. It's a fun song. Okay, so we have brown sugar, we have yeast. Now that's the attractant, pretty much all you need. But sometimes mosquitoes will land and they'll lay eggs, okay? And if you want to take care of the eggs, I have these Mosquito Bits. I spoke to you about them before. I used them in another DIY build. So I'm just going to take, you don't need a lot of them. Just take maybe a tablespoon or so and sprinkle them in the water. And what that is for is if they happen to lay eggs, okay, and you're not getting rid of your water every day or so, that will kill any larvae, okay, before they can leave. Now, how about the mosquitoes themselves? What if the big mosquitoes land in the water and they lay eggs and they take off and you don't catch them? Well, there's a way you can stop them from taking off, okay? And make them smell lemon clean. Actually, this isn't lemon formula. But Dawn dish liquid, all you need to do is take a couple drops, that's a lot more than you need, of Dawn dish liquid. And what it does, it changes the viscosity of the water. Viscosity, that's today's word. Try it. Viscosity. And pretty much what happens is they can't just land and take off. I don't know if it sticks them or it just makes the water different so they can't leave. So it sticks them. So once they land, they will never go home. When I make a trap, I want to make it permanent. So there you go. Now what's going to happen, I don't know if you can see this, it's going to turn, I want to make sure this doesn't spill. It's going to turn sudsy and soapy, and doesn't that look good? Do not drink it. Do not give it to the animals. And then what I do is I put it in something like this, all right? One of the best things to attract mosquitoes, and they love the color black and even orange. So black's good, red's good, but hey, what's better than clear? Okay, they look in there, they see a bunch of liquid, it's a puddle, and what are they gonna see on the sides of it? The grass, right through the grass. So I might put it in this one. The one you see that I just did, I put it in this one. It was kind of big. What I didn't like about it, it only filled it up about this much, and it wasn't level, and some of it still had land. Some of it still, it was kind of like this here, so you could see some of the floor here sticking out. Now, if I were a mosquito, I land in there saying, oh, I'm drowning, and I climb out because there was land and I take off, all right? I'd be a smart mosquito. So if you put it in a smaller one, it's going to be deeper, so there'll be no way for them to take off. Ha ha! All right, so there's your ingredients. So now you would have your, see, your fan set up. Da-da-da. You would take this and you would dump it in here. We got that nice and delicious. Wow, that is pretty deep. Okay. And then you would just plug it in. I'm not going to plug it in because you see that in the beginning of the video where it is running. So that's all it is you have that probably about a foot ahead. Go ahead and plug it in. Now, I wouldn't run it all day long. I would run it maybe an hour before it gets dark when it starts to cool off. Mosquitoes don't come out when it's sunny for the most part. Now, when I did it, I didn't do it upstairs on my deck. Here's the problem. I told you it was a test. The problem is I've been doing so many things on mosquitoes. If you look through my other videos, I have coffee hacks. I have all these hacks I've done on mosquitoes that I pretty much got rid of all my mosquitoes. I haven't seen one up here all spring or summer so far. So I was thinking if I did this, I'm not going to get any mosquitoes. So I brought them downstairs and put them against my neighbor's fence, which you're going to notice. Now, my neighbor's yard, he hasn't been well and he hasn't mowed his lawn lately, and the lawn is up to here, and he's got gardens and all kinds of things there. So I figured in that tall grass, he's going to have some mosquitoes. So if I did it here, there'd be none. I put it down there as a test to see how many mosquitoes are still in the area. Now, if you have a lot of mosquitoes in the morning, this thing will be covered with them, so be ready. In my case, okay, I'm going to show you. I was actually quite surprised with the results, okay? Now, the thing is, if there's no mosquitoes in here, don't say it didn't work. Say to yourself, wow, I've gotten rid of all the mosquitoes in my area. If there's a lot of mosquitoes, you have work to do. What can you do? Go around and every little pool of water like this here, okay, that you see, dump it. Because mosquitoes will breed in anything all the way down to a bottle cap full of water. So you want to take all the water you can find and dump it over. Or if it's water that you can't dump, like I've got a big pool out there, like a aquaponic thing for my plants, throw in some dunks or some bits in there so you can kill the larvae that way. That's why I don't have mosquitoes upstairs. I took care of all the water, and you have to do it after every time it rains, okay? But my neighbor does it. So if I have mosquitoes, that's probably because they're coming from there, and then the hunt is going to begin. So this is a great test to tell you whether you have to go around and look for mosquitoes or if you're all set. So anyways, I took all this, I set it up outside overnight, and are you ready to see the results? Okay, let's go see. Woo-hoo. Now it's time for the great reveal where we get to see how many mosquitoes we trapped overnight. I just wanted to first show you what it looks like at night. Isn't that purple light cool? I love it. There it is, she's still running, and let's see what we got. Out of again, we got some. There's some big ones down there. A big one right there. And let's see. Little ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But all the little ones, it's about 20 of them, let's say. It looks like we're having a new crop of mosquitoes out. Look at that. Just these little guys. The closer I look, the more I can see. Welcome back. I hope you're as excited about this experiment as I was. I had no idea how many mosquitoes I had, and I see I'm doing better than I thought, but there's still a problem downstairs. I need to look into it and nip it in the butt, otherwise those mosquitoes will start checking upstairs. We're not going to have that. So with that, share this with your friends. I'm sure they're going to love it. They're going to consider you a hero. They might even invite you over for a barbecue, hamburger, hot dogs, or if you're in Maine, lobster. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you're watching me on a cell phone, okay, click that hype button below the video. It will really help me to spread my videos. YouTube sends them out to an awful lot more people. So you're going to help a lot of people not get bit. And with all those different viruses these mosquitoes get, you're really doing a great service for humankind. So everything I used here, I put links to it in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. I love this thing.